Welcome, starseed souls, sensitive beings, those on the roller coaster ride of awakening with me, spiritual awakening, ascension, this crazy thing that I can't even put words to, really. The more I go along this path, the less I'm clear, the less I know, which is all part of it, isn't it? It's walking into the mystery with trust, with surrender, and coming back and back into our center to just trust that in our inner soul, our guidance is always leading us forward. So I'm showing up today because there's a lot of light codes that are coming through me today. And I feel like almost so much that I'm getting a headache. It's like, whoo, something really wants to be shared. And it's been extremely uncomfortable for me today. And as you know, if you watch any of my videos, I'm always talking about the ups and downs of this journey as we awaken more to the truth of who we are. And so I'm just here to share my journey with you, what I've learned, what I'm learning, and hoping that it will resonate with some of you watching, because a lot of my journey up till now has been quite a lonely one, going through very crazy experiences I had no context for. And so I'm just going to bring through, as I'm showing up to life, showing up to this path with you, what I'm going through, what might help you, and bringing through these light language transmissions that are really here to support and assist us all through this process in really magical, beautiful ways. I've been learning a lot more about what I'm bringing through, not in a linear sense, not in a mental sense, but through my client work. Really fascinating things are happening, and it's truly profound what we have available to us now. Now we're opening up so much more to the truth of who we are, our multidimensionality, and there's so much light coming in. It's like it almost knocks your socks off. It's like, wow, we have access to this infinite wisdom. We are this infinite wisdom. We are part of this collective. We are all connected to this infinite web of light. And so when we show up, even if we're feeling uncomfortable, even if we're going through really deeply challenging times, even if we don't know what's really happening with our minds, our soul is always leading us forward on our path. And if we're here, as I say quite often, at this time, if we're here at this time, it's because we chose to be here at this time. We chose to be part of this huge elevation in consciousness, this huge, well, I feel it's an accelerated time. I'm feeling such accelerated spiritual growth and evolution that, yeah, I can hardly keep, well, I can't really keep up. So I'm just sort of riding, it's like riding the waves, isn't it? Becoming more of a masterful surfer and trusting that even though it's not known and you're walking or surfing into uncharted territory, there is, your inner compass within that is always, always navigating the way. We almost really have to take our minds along with us. Or just sort of say, okay, mind, it's okay if you have a freak out. It's okay if you don't know what's going on here. It's okay if you're trying to figure out all these things from a mental perspective, because that's all you've ever known. But we've got something else going on now. We don't have to do it that way anymore. We've been going on for so many years just with the mental, or an overemphasis on the mental and the linear and the structure, sort of through the era we've been going through of sort of, the time of forgetting and the time of more left brain dominance, the time of more patriarchal patterns and systems. So an emphasis on the over masculine energies. And we're now, I feel, coming back into balance that out with more of the feminine energies, more of the right brain. Have I got that the right way around? Yes, I think I have. More into this vast wisdom of the feminine that is more about embodiment, more about, interconnection to what is bringing back the wise wisdom that is what we always used to bring out, intuitive powers, all these magical gifts that we have and we hold within us that are now coming back online, and now, coming back into remembrance in quite dramatic ways. This is the time for this. And so however much you might be like me, having your freak out moments where you're like, what is going on? I don't know how to hold my center sometimes. I don't know how to navigate this path. I don't know what's really happening. I don't know what I'm here to do or be. As I come back to one of my main themes for March, it's, we are emerging and it's safe to trust. in that emergence. We are emerging into who we came here to be. We are becoming more and more of who we truly are. Especially now, this year, we have this acceleration where I believe that more and more of us are coming into remembrance of who we are. We are remembering, we are igniting, we are emerging, we are elevating. And our minds just can't keep up sometimes, and that's okay. And that's why I stress so much that we have to stay grounded, we have to regulate our nervous systems, we have to come back into our hearts again and again and again and let ourselves be led from within. So this is also calling upon, I believe, as we journey through this year, and I'm feeling it this month, what the energies I'm feeling this month, which I mentioned last week in the March video about this revving up, this fast pace, I think is the energies of Mars. Well, there's a lot of astrological elements going on here, but this sort of what I'm feeling is this, despite all that I just said about not knowing where you're going, walking into uncharted territory or sailing into uncharted seas, having to sort of cope with the mental confusion, to cope with the not having a clear path, not knowing, and still moving forward anyway, still trusting the process, still allowing this emergence to happen, still allowing ourselves to come back to center and remember. I'm going off track now. Let me see where I was at. Part of this process requires a lot of courage and an immense amount of strength. And what I'm really feeling, what I want to share today, is focus and willpower. Not from a place of, I get a bit triggered when I'm hearing things like willpower and discipline, because my feminine nature doesn't like that. But I think we've got a bit of a distorted understanding of what that means. So for me, as we move forward and we're emerging and coming more into the truth of who we are, and we go through the March energies and through the 2024 energies of remembrance, of emergence, of coming into our truth and living from that place, which is from our heart and soul, it takes immense courage, it takes immense strength, and you have to keep showing up for yourself day after day after day. That is what I mean by this willpower and strength and courage. It's not from a place of, it's not what we think it is. That's not pushing through and forcing. It's not about that at all. It's about really knowing what your values are and why you're here, even if you don't know why you're here in sense of specific details of what job you're supposed to do. But the values you hold dear to your heart, what propels you forward? You know, for me, it's just that I want to live in a world that is more based on love and harmony and less based on fear and aggression. Really coming back into the remembrance of that we are divine and we're all connected and we're all weaving this web together of a new earth. And if I don't show up to myself and to life, then I'm being passive. And so showing up and having willpower for me, and believe me, I've been having to learn this the hard way, is really coming back to that and realizing if I don't show up, I'm not contributing. I'm not contributing to what I want to see more of in the world. And I'm here for this. So I have to do it. You know, if I'm here, I've contracted to be here to fulfill my mission and to contribute to this evolution in consciousness. And so even if I'm uncomfortable, even if I don't know, even if I'm sailing into uncharted seas and I'm absolutely cacking my pants, I really have to keep showing up anyway. Sorry about that. I almost said something else and I was like, how do I say this in the nicest way possible? You know, it does really take a lot of guts to keep going, okay, and no matter all this, what is going on, and you know, there's a lot going on energetically that can easily make us not show up. There's a lot of energetic energy. Oh, it's a minefield of energies going on that can easily make us distracted, go off path, say, oh, it's too hard today, I'm too tired, I'm too this, I'm too that. And so we need to develop the strength and the willpower to say, no, this is too important for me to sit back today. It's too important. I'm so dedicated and committed and devoted to love being made more manifest on this planet, for harmony to be restored, for us to live without constant war and destruction, and to come back into realizing that we are divine beings and we all are part of the same ecosystem, and each one of us is important and vital to the ecosystem for it to thrive. I'm getting all passionate now. You know, you can tell I'm into ecology and, you know, gardening and permaculture and things, because, you know, it's true. If you really are an observer of nature, and of course we all are nature, you know, every part, you know, from the tiniest microbes in the soil to, you know, every species is as important as the next, and we need all of it to be in harmony for the whole ecosystem to thrive, and we're part of that ecosystem. And so we need to keep showing up with willpower and inner strength, dedication and courage on this path during these really turbulent, difficult times, because it's too important for us not to. So this is my prayer for you. This is my encouragement for all those who are watching. If you're still watching, you haven't turned off by now. It's, you know, encouragement to keep going. When the, you know, going gets tough, the tough get going. And this is tough work because it's shadow work. We're meeting the shadow of the collective. We're meeting the shadow within ourselves. We're forging a new way forward with our actions, with our intentions, with our choices. That is literally carving out new patterns and new structures that are holding this new earth energy in place, so we can co-create the reality we want to live in. We are creating a new harmonic by our thoughts, words and actions, you know, acting in integrity. And I've had to learn this. Sometimes I admit I haven't shown up, and I've got a loving kick up the butt from source. You know, I've said, oh, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm going to just take it easy today. No. Obviously we have to look after ourselves, and I do look after myself, but sometimes too much so that I can be too much in my feminine and too much in I just want to go for a walk in nature today and just like be in the flow, and all of that is important, and I do all of that, but then I also need to like show up as well and create these videos and do my work. And so this month, and my prayer and my message today is all about tapping into our hearts on such a deep level, to our soul on such a deep level, that we remember why we're here. And it's not to be a passive participant, it's to be an active participant in this times of radical revolution. You know, this love revolution we're all part of means showing up for love, even in times of struggle, even in times of fatigue, of confusion. And that showing up means we need to pay attention to where we're paying attention, or what we're paying attention to. And this is really important as well, because we're living in a world where there's immense distraction, immense influence. And it's very, very easy to go off down rabbit holes, go off onto tangents. And so your focus is just so diffused that you've kind of lost your center and your forward motion. You just end up going down, oh, I'll just watch this other video, or just, and obviously I'm creating a video and I hope you're watching it and you're still with me. But, you know, still, even with my video, I practice what I preach, and I'd encourage you to. If this doesn't feel aligned, or this is not the time for you to watch this video, don't watch it now. You know, watch it in 10-minute bite-sized pieces, or even don't watch it if this is not the right time for you. Think, is this where my life force energy is best directed in this moment in time? I think this is a really important question to ask ourselves, me included. I ask questions every day, like, how can I best serve love today? When I'm feeling really crap and I kind of on that edge of like, oh, I think I'll only do a couple of hours work, or I think I'll just, not bother. No, it's not about me anymore. It's about we. It's about us as a collective. We're here, and I'm talking to light workers, sensitive starseeds, and the ones who we chose to be here to go through these challenging times, because we're the one anchoring in this new consciousness. We're the one anchoring in the light codes to create and to weave this web for higher dimensional consciousness to be more prevalent on this planet, right? And so we are the ones who have to, even when we're not feeling like it, say, how can I serve love today? How can I be a contribution today? How can I just do something with my thoughts, my words, and actions today that are really aligned with my values and why I'm here? What is calling me forward today? Heart, lead the way. Soul, guide me. The wisdom is here. What wants to be expressed through me today? What wants to be shared today? What actions do I need to take today? What choices can I make today that most align with my values and what I want to see on this planet? And that's the willpower I'm talking about. It's kind of the courage to show up, even in times of fear and difficulty. It's the courage and the discipline, the loving discipline, to direct your focus and attention to that which is serving this higher plan of love unfolding on the planet, that is helping elevate the consciousness, rather than diffusing and distracting and fragmenting our energy and giving it out to places where it's not needed, it's not helpful. The more of us are doing that, which is so prevalent in the world today, everyone's on their phone constantly, and or kind of just not in a focused place. I feel like we need to pull our socks up a little bit and to really focus. I think it's too important not to, because we're at this pivotal point now where we are birthing, we are co-creating the world for the future generations. And if we really want to be in a world that's different, we have to act differently. We have to sort of look at our habits, look at our life, look at what's in alignment, not what's not in alignment. And as always, I'm speaking this to myself as much as to you, believe me. I always feel like I speak that which is I'm learning myself. So yeah, I think I've said enough about all of that. I hope that didn't sound like a lecture. I didn't mean it to. It's just, this is what I'm feeling the calling for within. It's like this strong inward urge to co-create, to weave the web. We are weaving this new reality into existence on a moment by moment basis. So yes, show up for your practices, dedicate the moments you need to your inner work, because this is all part of that. Meeting our shadows, meeting our wounds, doing our healing work, and then taking action forward, choosing the conversation we want to be part of, and disengaging from the conversations we don't want to be a part of, following our life force energy. I talk about, this process for me is an embodiment process of anchoring and embodying our multidimensionality so we can bring that more to the world. So honor that. Where does this want to be shared? How does this want to be expressed? How does this want to be focused? I am a living embodiment of the divine. I am love in action. I am here because I believe in the power of love and unity consciousness. And I'm not talking about fancy, human love. I'm talking about universal love. It's not really an emotion. It's like this pure frequency of wholeness of truth. And that's what's important to me, for us to remember that that's what we are, and what we've been led to believe that we're not for so long. And we've got into these patterns and ways of being that are still based on that. It takes that bit of loving discipline and to remember, no, oh yeah, I'm a vast being of light. I'm absolutely, divine, and I'm here as a powerful creator being. How can I use that today? How can I be that today? So yeah, let's see if any light codes want to come through, because I've had so much coming through today. I'm sure some of it wants to be shared to help us with this. How can we show up and be that be the change we want to see in the world from a loving, disciplined place that uses our, ignites our heart, our passion, propels us forward with loving discipline, with willpower. Let's see if anything wants to come through about this. I invite you, if you would like to receive this light language transmission, to relax and ask yourself, is this time for you to receive this? Is this the best time? And if so, great. And let's get started. Just feel your feet on the ground and center in your heart. Remember, all of this comes from the heart, because when we're from our heart and we take the time to align and do our practices, we're led from our heart. So everything else is much easier. But if we don't take the time to do that, then willpower becomes pushing. It becomes something that's difficult. But when we're aligned with our heart and when we're coming from that place, it becomes sort of devotion, and it becomes a loving commitment to ourselves and what we want to be and bring in the world. Okay. Kera katiki shwata kotu ke shini kete anna ke ishana koto irana katiki shini kata ka shwatu kania aketi kara shwatu konu ko ishenia ka akote kara shini ke ira kata kara shwatu ko itikara shini ke itikara koto ishwat ania aketi kara kata ka shwatu kono aketi kara shata ke itikara shwatu indiketi shita kara ni kete ishata kata kara shwatu no koto ishata kara nakara aketi kara no tot ke shini yatta kara shwa aketi kara tot ke shita kara ni kete shita kata kara shwatu ko niki ira kata itiki shita kara ni ke shini yakata ko tot ke shini ka Otokarashwano, 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 otokarashwano. Aketikarashani, ketikarashwano, kote ishani, ketikarana, katishana, kato ikarashwano. Kirana ke ishini katana, utika ishini katana, kushwa, wa. Akitikarana, shwatikana, kashania, katakarashwano, kotiki ina keti ishinia nana. Akotiki ina ketikishwato, kotnia, kata ishinia. Ariana kotoki tekana kashinia naka. Otokonia katikarashwatu konia katikarashwanu koto ishwa. Akirana katakonni kitikishwatu konia katakatakashwania. Akikina kitikarashwatu konika shwatikania. Akitikana kotikishwata antikishwata kotikishwata anikatikashwatu konia kata. Akitikashwatu konikisha. Akitikarana kata itikarashwatu kotinia kata atikarashwatu konika tikashwanu kotisha. Akitikana katisha nakato to. Igrana. Akira na kisha na ko ia ni kisha na ko. Akinia kataka na koto kinishinia ka. Akoto kini kishinia ka. Akoto ini kishinia ka takara na koshwa. Akini kishinia ka. Akuini kishinia ka. Akoto kini katika shwatu kini kitika shwatu katika na kitika shwata katika ni kitika na kato ichwa. Wa. Hira na katara no kisha na kata no toshwa. So the message I'm getting now is another bit of a different element to that, is that also the reason why this message is coming through so kind of almost like in a gush is because when we're in that, we need to be in that place of showing up and taking action and moving forward and being in that devotion, because we've got this vast intelligence. Our teams and of these cosmic frequencies that are working with us need these channels, our vessels, to come to do the work, to be anchored, to anchor this light. It's coming through us, of course. So we are the vessels. So we need to be in alignment and in flow so that the light can be anchored, the light can be shared, the light can do its work. We're light workers because we're bringing the light. We're working the light. We're weaving the light. We're working the light. We're bringing the light. Okotikera kishira katikishini kete anokot wotikashini itikara nakasha. Akotokereni kishini kara. And I'm feeling vastness, like vaster than vastness of cosmic intelligence coming through.Iketikana ko utikishini ke irana kato shwatike inikishira rakoto inishana ko. Akitikara shini kana ko shwa wa. Ikera kashini akoto ko shwana ka. So I'm just laughing now because the energies coming through are just quite fun. Yeah, I think that's important because the message has almost been a bit serious, hasn't it? About how it feels a bit serious, but actually what they're wanting to say is that, which is a very good message to me because I am a serious Capricorn. And so I often come across serious, and this message was a little bit serious. So they're coming in saying, yeah, but lighten up about it. It doesn't have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be something that is, you know, a really awful, difficult thing. So, Orianisha, 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 Katakanakashini, Kadano Koishwani Kininaka. And of course, connecting with fun and laughter and play, it makes this whole process more magical. It makes you want to show up. So finding that your values and, you know, being a spiritual warrior is really important. We're here for this time, so we need to show up, but also let's bask in the magical mystery of it. Let's enjoy the playfulness of it. Let's lighten up our spirits, you know. And yesterday I did a little short video on joy, because, you know, just being in joy during this process it can be so difficult, but it's so so important, because that is the frequency we're bringing to the world as well. So I'm having developing sort of more joy-based practices in my life and my daily practices to just bring these frequencies in. Ariana koto riata kishinia ho riana katakaranho akiki kishini kakoto koshwa kikiniaka. O kakiki kaka koto kotinki kishana koto etikashinika niakata otwa chatakaranka. Otak etikashana ketikashwano. Katikatana koshwa. Yeah, so it can feel really hard, like if you're if you're watching your Blu-ray. So someone commented recently that there were, and yeah, if you're a Blu-ray frequency like me, and even if you just identifies as being a starseed light worker, you know, it can be really challenging, this path. So little moments of joy, even this is what I was doing the other day. I was faking a smile, you know, like, you know, that fake laughter therapy that can be quite difficult. But I was just walking down the road. Luckily, no one was watching. And if they were, so what? I was just faking this smile, just going, and I was sort of talking to myself, talking up my vibration while I was making this smile. And you know what? It did really shift my vibration. And I just started singing, and the light language started flowing. And so, you know, I had to force myself to do it, because I was feeling quite grumpy. And so I was like, okay, no, this is, I need to shift this up a gear. And it worked. So that's, I'm going to smile while I do this. Akirtikara kishinia ko otukoria kishinia ka otukorni kishinia kotukorni kitishinia katakana kotishinia akitikara katikishwa to kotikara kishinia katikishwa ko tokiana kata ishwa to kono koshwa akatikara no kotikishwa katikara shwa kotishinia katakata kotishwa kotikara shania katikara no kotokishinia akatakara otikishia katikara shwa katikishwa kotikishwa katikara katikara shania katikara kisha akato inia kata rutikashwa to nikatikara shwa to nia katakatokshwania Akatikara koshwa. Aya nikishinia kwani kashwa. Akiti kishia na koto konia kata. Akiti kishwa nikisha. Akinia kana. Ikia niakanya. Oto konia kasha. Okonia kasha. Akiti kishwa nikitisha na wana. Wana. Ikana koto konishana. Shana. Oto koreniaka. Oni akana koshwania. O te kia te tēnā na koto ishana. O te karani aka te shiana koto ishana. A kwani ki shinia na katoni aka te ishwani ki te kara koto ishwa. Iki nia. A nia kato i te ka shiana ko te karanaka. A ki te karana koto o shwa te karaka te sha o te kanika te karashwana. A ki te karana koto ishwanaka. O shwa. I karana te karakoto e niki sha. Ki te nia ka te karashwa tonu kochwa. I kera ke te ishwara ko toki shini ke te kara shwara ko te kara shini ke nia kata o toki shwara ane ke te shira no ko te ishwana. So the other thing that just came through there, which is what I've had to start doing a lot more of, like really trying to like make time to focus and visualize, you know, the outcomes that feel good to me, but not in a way of controlling and needing to create something from a place of, I want to get that thing, but really aligning with your heart, your values, your truth, and listening into your wisdom, and then visualizing how that might look and feel, and feeling the vibration of it now. In fact, in my Heart Haven meditation this week, we were all doing that. I was leading us through this practice, our heart math, heart coherence. And I just felt, oh, let's just really feel into the energy we want to experience more of, and just revel and bask in that now. You know, I want to bring more abundance and harmony to the world. So I'm going to feel that now. I'm going to just emanate that frequency now. And I just repeat the words harmony, 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 abundance, abundance. And then you just go on this riff, you know, oh, delight, beauty, wonder, grace. And we can all do this, you know, literally that took like 10 seconds, and then you're shifting your frequency. So these light codes that come through, I know sound like a jumble of craziness, but it's really like this multidimensional language, or it's, I don't even really like the word language sometimes. It makes it feel like you have to interpret it. But, you know, it's like these frequencies that are just working on multi-dimensions all at once in our energy fields, bringing changes to our DNA and to really help us align more with our truth, activate our gifts, come into more of remembrance of who we are, release more of that we're not. And of course, for the video and it's on YouTube, I do a kind of a generic, whatever wants to come through for the wider group, and on a personal level, it can go so much deeper. So bear that in mind. But let's just see what else wants to come through that can really assist who's watching this now. I just said that in case any of you are unfamiliar with what light language is, because I sometimes go into it without explaining. Aku tu kinia katika rashwatu ka niketika shata ka andiketika shwata ka tika shania. Aku tu ka niketika shwatu ko tu ka shwati ka nakasha. Aku tu kinia katika shwana ko shwa. Kirana ki shana ko to nia katika rashwati ka nia shenia ka. Onia no ko shwati kirana ka shinia ha. Akiana na ko to irana ki shina ha to shwani. Akiana ka to itika shwana katika shinia ko wa. Ikirana ka utukini shaniaha. Akirana ka utukani shaka tukaniaka. Akirana ka tuktish shatakana kotikisha. Ariana Koryana. Ariana Koryana. Ariana Koryana. Utukoshuna, Utukoshuna, Utukoshuna. Akitikara kotikishatakana katishano kotukaniakata. Atikini shwaniaka. Aniashana kana kotuishwania. Takara kotuishwana. Tukitikara shadikitakana kotuishwa. Irana kata. Utukitikara kishinianaka. Ikirana keishana kotoyana kashana. All right, so just going to settle here a moment, see if anything else wants to come through. I'm just feeling some really beautiful frequencies. So I'm just sort of feeling like, you know, when your water like freezes, and if you know, you need, if you know, you're with your intention, with your focus, with your actions, you're creating the shape that you want to materialize, to crystallize. And I was just feeling that transformation of water into ice, and how that crystallization process is what we're kind of doing. You know, we're the flow of life force, and then we choose what shape we want to create, or what we're wanting to bring, and then that's crystallizing into form. Akitikara kushwataka indikishinia katakotikara shini katakarashwana kotishana katakana koshwania katakarashwana kotishana koto iranaka ikitirana katutikashwana kotikara katikishina koto itikarashatika nikitikishata nikatikashwatoka nikishi ariara kotikarashwana akitikarashwana kisha isha isha okutokarana kisha. I feel like what I'm bringing through today, this transmission and the transmission of my energy as well as the light codes is really an ignition to help you remember and help you find that passion and that purpose within you to help propel you forward, to bring who you came here to be, remember who you are. None of us is working in isolation. So as I bring this through and you're watching and you're receiving, we're working together. It's like a harmonious partnership, a collaboration. All of this is then, if you can imagine this like giant spider's web of light, it's all creating more threads of light. Yeah. And then you go and talk to someone else or bring your gifts to someone else, and that creates more threads of light. And together we're weaving the new world we want to live in. Okoshwania, ikiranaka, ikiranaka, ikiranaka. Ianaka tikiroshwani, ikaranako toishwana. Kiaro koshwaniaka, otokoriani kishina, otokarashiniki iranaka, tokoshwaniki tikarakashana. Kiara kotikarashini anakorianakashana, otorianakashana, otorianakashana. Okay, it's time to close. I'm just feeling the vast cosmic support that we all have right now. Each and every one of us, if we just create space for it to come through, it comes through us. But often we're just distracted and in old habits and patterns. It's like they're knocking at the door, but your door, you can't even notice that the door's being knocked at. You need to be in a place where you can open that door and let the light through you. Of course, it's all within us. It's not actually outside of us. In the heart. So that's why I stress the importance of daily connection with your heart. Breath through the heart, connection into the heart. I feel like I could go on all day today, so I think I better draw this to a close so you can make efficient use of your time for the rest of the day. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all who are still here with me. I appreciate your time and focus on me and on this. And I truly hope that this assists you and serves you and supports you in the highest, most beneficial way. And I encourage you on your path. We are doing this together. We're not acting alone. So every time each of one of us lovingly shows up for ourselves and for the world, and we're showing up for each other. We're showing up for this beautiful world that we're living in. So I'm going to close now. And I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. Please comment, like, and subscribe if that feels resonant for you. I'd love to hear your comments. I love to hear how this is landing. And I invite you to my free Heart Haven every week. I mentioned that. It's a beautiful meditation space where I bring through a light language transmission every week. You can sign up below. I have a free light language transmission available to you as well. And I'm coming up is a summit I'm going to be a guest speaker on. So you can sign up for that below as well, which is really exciting, in April, called Elders of the New Earth. So I'm very truly honored to be part of that. And yeah, if you want to check out any more information about me or work with me further on a deeper level, then please do reach out. My details are below. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending so much love and blessings to you all. Take care.